today we're going to talk a little bit about our food and mood and how really our food choices affect our mood and really how our mood can affect our food choices. So, really, we want to think about that if you're in a situation where you're feeling kind of down in the dumps, you might have certain cravings, and you might have those cravings typically are for high sugary carbohydrate type foods. But what ends up happening is when you're having those levels of high sugars and carbs, your brain sort of gets this increased spike of what I'm going to say, like a sugar spike, where you sort of go on this roller coaster ride and you're going up, 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 and you're really happy. And maybe it helps subside some of those cranky moods that you're in, but then you're coming crashing down. And when you come crashing down, you're going to crave more of the same thing. So, really, what we want to discuss is some of the options on how not to go through this crash of up and down. So, we want to talk about how to improve our mood and have those cravings be healthier cravings.
So sweets, people tend to gravitate towards sweets when they're stressed. But do they really soothe your soul? They actually do not, because of the roller coaster ride that you were just speaking about. Because we'll have a blood sugar high, and then it will be reduced, and we'll want more of that very same food. How do we help ease this craving to eat sweets? Well, what happens is it's kind of fed by the interest and your body's desire in eating more fats and calories and sugar, and sodium too, along with that. So we need to be able to identify which foods would be best for us, and also to be thinking in your own your brain about what am I craving and why, and think about the why, and then maybe you can sort of curb that
Right,
craving.
right. Oftentimes, stress is really what also helps our cravings kind of form. And we want to make sure that we're keeping our stress levels low. So, we've talked about plenty of different techniques to reduce your stress, but there are some hormones in our brain that I love to call the happy hormones. So, you have serotonin and dopamine that really help your brain increase its happiness effect and decrease your depression mode. So you want to make sure that when you're eating your sweets, again, everything in moderation, we know that people do, but these are not the things that are going to help decrease your stress. It's just going to be a never ending cycle of craving carbs, the bad for you carbs, not the healthy carbs, and that excess sugar. So we're trying to make sure that we're increasing the opportunity for our brain to enhance serotonin and dopamine so that you have that happiness effect. So even if you are feeling sort of blue and down, it can make sure that you're having options in your diet to increase those happy hormones.
So let's talk for just a minute about complex carbohydrates. I know you've heard about this before, but complex carbs are the best fuel source for our body. So complex carbs are starchy kinds of foods, and they digest more slowly than refined sugary carbs. So that's really the important difference. Complex carbs keep the sugar levels on an even keel and provide a constant source of energy to the body and to the brain. Complex carbs with protein and fat together help to create the balanced diet. So you may want to think about that, keeping the protein in your diet. For example, starting your day with a complex protein like oatmeal and milk is a really good option.
Just a few tips to help keep you alert, making sure you're having that balanced diet. The good proteins, the healthy fats, and those complex carbs is a well balanced meal. Removing caffeine if you're a little bit more sensitive to it. I know sometimes. People can have caffeine and it not even affect them and give them that kind of up feeling that they're looking for. So, really, it's probably something that you don't really need in your diet. But it's important to make sure you're drinking healthy fluids like water or low fat milk. Even coffees and teas that don't have too much sugar or added fats to them would be fine as well. And having those complex carbs, such as whole wheat breads, cereals, even some pastas, making sure you're getting those starchy vegetables. That's where we're going to get that energy level, as well as a lot of beans and legumes, making sure that your body is well sustained throughout the day to stay focused and giving you the energy that you might need.
So, what types of foods reduce stress? I know you need to know about that. Well, having a fresh fruit salad is something that can help when you are overstressed. So think about how the color of the fruits and the nutrients really does something good for your body. A vegetable bean soup is also good at helping to reduce your stress. Low fat tortilla chips with fat free refried beans and salsa is a good option too. And also popcorn. Raw veggies, as always, with a low fat dip, will give you that opportunity to do lots of crunching, which makes you feel kind of good and have something that's actually good for your body. Also, try salt free
Mhm.
pretzels too.
I think a lot of these options are really good for us to help make sure that if you're in either a great mood and you're craving something, or you're in sort of a down mood and you're craving something, looking at certain options to help balance what you're trying to combat. So if you're sort of down and in the dumps, you want to look for some of the healthier options to make sure your brain has that opportunity to boost those happy hormones.